What is up, everybody? I am Mason for the Mockbuster YouTube channel, and I started collecting physical media quite recently, about a half year ago. I mean, I've had physical media around me my entire life, like DVDs, VHSs, and Blu-rays, but I've recently started getting all gung-ho on collecting physical media, and what I've noticed is that there's this huge community, and it's actually a really big debate on whether slipcovers are worth it or not. You know, there's a huge, very passionate community of people who either love slipcovers or absolutely hate slipcovers.
I fucking hate it. That cover.
And I really wanted to talk about it. But before we get into that, please make sure to like, subscribe, and leave a comment down below on whether you love slipcovers or hate slipcovers. So a slipcover is basically exactly what it sounds like. It is a cover that slips over your choice of physical media. Now, I never really paid much attention to what a slipcover was until I started collecting. At first, I brushed it aside saying, it's whatever, you know, because when I first started collecting Blu-rays, I used to pick through the $5 bins at my local flea market, and whether it came with a, slipcover or not, I didn't care, as long as I got the highest quality version of that movie for a cheap price. But once I started collecting, 4Ks, that's when I got really gung-ho about slipcovers, because when I look at 4Ks, it's more of a premium physical media. Not many people buy it. It's kind of like the criterion of normal physical media collecting. So once I started getting into 4Ks, there were certain times where I was like, oh, I'm not going to buy that 4K because it doesn't have a slipcover. And now looking back, I kind of feel bad because I feel like I missed out on quite a lot of deals trying to search for that elusive slipcover. I mean, for Pete's sake, I went to Best Buy, I saw a copy of Matrix for 20 bucks. I'm like, no, because it doesn't have a slipcover. So I went to Sunrise Records and paid $40 just to get a copy with the slipcover. Is it beautiful? Yes. But is it worth it in the long run? Probably not. Now, my personal opinions is it's neither here nor there. If I can get it with the slipcover, great. If I don't, I'm not going to lose sleep. And the reason why I love slipcovers is because it adds this different artistic value to it. I mean, when slipcovers originated, look at this. The VHS slipcover is just artwork and a review, and you can get all of its art in its glory. I mean, the reason why VHS collecting is still as, valid as it is today is because the artwork on the actual slipcover is amazing. It's beautiful. There's nothing really taking away from it. And same with the DVDs. I have this DVD of A Nightmare on Elm Street, and it's a very nice, pastel watercolor type edition of A Nightmare on Elm Street, and it has different artwork on the inside. So what's not to love? It's when they started getting into Blu-ray and DVD is when it kind of, started being like a thing, because, if I have a Blu-ray, it says Blu-ray on the top. It's not just the artwork, which kind of, irks me, because, if it was just the picture of Sylvester Stallone and nothing else, and this is gone, I would have loved it, because, it's this fully formed fledged of just artwork like it is on a DVD and a VHS. But no, they started adding, Blu-ray and DVDs, and I didn't know this until recently, but back in the day when they started introducing these on, DVDs, Blu-rays, and all that stuff, they started to charge you more for the printing cost. And so, over time, it's just added on to it. So the price of physical media has gone up because of slipcovers, which is absolutely crazy. Same with, 4K Blu-rays. You're gonna get the 4K Ultra HD, and I hate that. I wish it was just, an entire artwork, maybe have 4K here or an insignia just to signify whether it is a 4K Blu-ray or DVD or whatever. So that's basically my opinion. I'm neither here nor there. If I can get it, great. I love the artwork. I can see why people love slipcovers and why it's coveted, but I can also see why it's hated. Well, not hated, but at least disliked. So I'm going to go on Reddit. I'm going to go on the AVS forums. I'm going to go on bluray.com and find, different opinions and not just mine. So I found this one Redditor who had a great summary of why he likes, or why, there is this perceived value over slipcovers. Number one is the unobstructed and artistic flair. They look better and make the movie complete, but this person doesn't really obsess over them, and they're also not a big fan of the blue plastic that sticks out on the Blu-ray cases, so they like, to have it more concise and, just more artistic when it comes to that point. And also it's less a glare on the, as you can see, there's less glare, when it hits the lights. So when you have it like this, there's not as much glare. And he also said there's also an increased perceived value among the masses at large. Per marketing speaks differentiation from the crowd, like better trim levels in the automotive world. So yeah, I mean, if you see a movie that is covered with a slipcover versus not, it kind of feels like, oh, it's a deluxe edition. Like, for instance, when it comes to this No Time to Die on 4K Blu-ray, it's called a collector's edition, but it doesn't come with any collector's item. It's just the slipcover has a nice like metallic reflection on it, which gives it this perceived, value. Because when you take it off, it doesn't have that. So I guess, because it doesn't even come with a goddamn digital code. Why is it a collector's edition? It just comes with the Blu-ray and the DVD. There's no extra bonus features for it being a collector's edition. The only collector's edition it is the actual slipcover. So that's one. And going more into that is a collectible add-on or other premium extras. Like, I have this copy of Halloween, and it's debossed, embossed. It adds more flair to it as opposed to just having it like this, which is okay. It's still great artwork. It just doesn't have that same flair when it comes to the 4K. Same with I have this Blu-ray copy of Inglourious Bastards. Now, even though that's one of the biggest, another con is that, some of the Blu-ray, like Blu-rays and 4Ks, they have the same art when it comes down to it. Nothing really added on to it, but I'll get into that with the cons. But another pro is that, look at this. Like, it looks really cool. This is a gatefold that opens up, and you have this added extra artwork, which is, it's not much. It doesn't really do anything, but it's just an added little thing. And there's, again, embossing, debossing, and there's also this like film layer over it. So I can see why there's this, much more artistic flair. As I said before, that's the word of the day, artistic flair. And there's also another topic where it adds resale value, especially when things go out of print, especially with like going on Discogs or Mercari or eBay. People spend money just to buy slipcovers. Like, there's a website called Slipcovers for Everyone, and they're charging $45 for the limited edition slipcover for Blade Runner. Same with The Shining. So this is more of a thing in America. I'm in Canada, or in the United States. I'm in Canada. But, there is a huge crowd for that. And I really never understood why someone would go out of their way just to buy a certain slipcover. But, I mean, it's whatever. And another pro is, besides the artwork, collectability, and the perceived value of it, there's also some sort of a functionality between it. Some people say, it keeps it in tight, so that it doesn't open and contents don't come flying out, whatever. I don't really see that because it is a clipper case. I mean, it is a case, you open it and then go boop, boop, and it's closed, right? So it's not gonna open unless there's a huge level 9 hurricane, and even then I don't think it's gonna open that. So that was one of the other options for its functionality. But when slipcovers are actually functional is when it comes to those clear slips on steelbooks. Like, I know Lionsgate has been adding those very beautiful clear slips that have added artwork. Those stop scuffs and all that stuff from going onto your steelbook. And then there's hardcore people who put those like plastic bags, like sandwich bags, over that as well. That's a bit too much, but I mean, again, if you love it, if you love slipcovers and everything, you do you. Now that I've talked about the pros, I'll also be talking about the cons. There's not many cons that I came by. One is that it takes up space. Not that much more space, but I've been, I've experienced those times where, there's a slipcover version of a movie and it's taking up so much space where I can't put another movie. But if it didn't have the slipcover, I'd be able to easily slide in another movie, taking up more space in the shelves. But I realize honestly, it's not that huge of a problem. You just gotta make more space for it, and it looks nicer. There's also a pro as well. In Canada, we have bilingual, we're a bilingual country. So, it'll say English, No Time to Die, and then French. But if you remove it, if you didn't have a slipcover on it, it would say both English and French. and it kind of ruins it for me. I don't like that aspect of it. So that's why I also really like slipcovers, is because it differentiates itself. If you're a French speaking person and you like to have a French looking collection or whatever, you can have the this, I'm not going to read it, but you have it in French, but you also have it in English. So that's one thing, at least for Canadians, because I know United States is also kind of a bilingual country with Spanish and English, but they don't really, pay much attention to that besides like instructions and stuff. But another con is that like most of the time the artwork is the exact same.
They serve absolutely no point, and in 99.9% of the situation, they're identical to the DVD cover. The back of them is identical. The UPC code is in the exact spot. There's no reason to freaking have these. I fucking hate it. That cover. Pirates of the Caribbean, the exact same way. Nothing different. Screw that slipcover.
Right? So picture of Rambo, picture of Rambo. Picture of Michael Myers, picture of Michael Myers. Even though there is embossing, debossing, and shine and all that stuff, it's the exact same picture. And this is very, there's a rare occurrence. I have this 4K of Venom right here, but it's actually different artwork. So, it's a give or take, but for the majority of the time, slipcovers are usually the exact same artwork, no matter what it is. And this is even with boutique labels. Like, I have here the 4K of The Silence of the Lambs. It's the exact same artwork, even though, I like the lessened of the 4K Blu-ray and all that stuff. It's still the exact same artwork, nothing changing. Now, when it comes to slip cases, I like slip cases, because you'll have here the Halloween, and it's a very, this is one of the, top tier examples. There's also Vinegar Syndrome and all those other boutique labels that have extra like added artwork, but for the most part, the artwork on the slipcover is the exact same. Again, I like slip cases. It's a hard shell and it has different artwork on it, so that's really cool. Scream Factory is really cool with that because there's, you can have this artwork, but then, take it out and it'll be the same artwork that's on the slipcover. So I can see why there is a minor annoyance when it comes to slipcovers, but when going through the Reddit and all that stuff, people like, I throw that shit in the trash. That shit goes in the recycling. There's literally like a 5-minute video of someone burning his 4K slipcovers. No, I think that's a troll. I think he doesn't like slipcovers, but just to burn it in front of and make fun of like people who love slipcovers, I thought that was an absolutely hilarious video. And you can see the people like crying in the comments. I mean, like, why would you do that? But anyways, so I don't get the hatred. I feel like the hatred stems from people who absolutely love slipcovers. Now I know there's people, I'm not going to shame anybody, but there's people who go to stores and they take the slipcover and they just run away and they just steal the slipcovers, which I don't get. I mean, if I can get it, cool, but if I can't, I'm not going to lose sleep over it. But when it comes to same artwork, it's a global thing. I have here a UK edition of Spider-Man on 4K. This is the only way to get the original Sam Raimi Spider-Man trilogy individually, like with the slipcovers and everything. It's the exact same thing with the slipcover. I mean, like it's the same artwork. And for you guys in Europe, that I feel so bad for you, because look how many like guidelines there are. 12 and up, 12 and up. You look at the side, 12 and up, 12 and up, 12 and up, 12 and up. Same on the other side. Same on the back. Like it's annoying, and I really feel for you guys, because at least here in Canada, we don't have all those age ratings, MSRP, what is it called, MPAA or whatever. We have a small thing in the back here that says it's PG. So basically, so that's why I can see why people don't like slipcovers, and that's basically the consensus of the physical media community. Some people really like it, some people hate it, and then there's people like me down in the middle. There's always, when it comes to collecting something, same with action figures, same with comic books, and same with shoes. I feel like any community of collecting wants it pristine condition with a certain thing. Like there's people with hats, like people who collect snapbacks, they don't take off the sticker. There's people who buy sneakers and they never wear them. There's people who buy action figures who never open them. There's people who buy comics and never read them, or they read them once and then immediately put them in that little fold thing in the plastic and then tuck them away forever. So it's not really a physical media like thing. It's a collecting thing in general. And the consensus is basically, yeah, you know, it's great, and then it's hating, you know. But I feel like the people who super dislike it are just being like trolls who are trying to make fun of people who really love them, because there is a huge emotional, there's like a huge fan base for them, which I understand. But I don't know, I don't know where I'm going. My opinion is I love them. If I can't get them, or if I can't get them and they're for a high price, especially here in Canada, it adds that perceived value. Like again, with the Matrix, my copy of Matrix, if it was $36 without the slipcover, hell no. But $36 with the slipcover, so I've definitely fallen for that whole like perceived value. But there's also like people who are strong in the physical media collecting world who are like, no, if I get it for a good price, I'm gonna get it for a good price. I don't care if there's a slipcover. Or people who, you know, go out of their way to like go on a website and pay $50 just for a piece of cardboard. But anyways, that was my opinion. What do you think down below on slipcovers? Do you love them? Do you hate them? Do you really not care? You know, I just wanted to talk about this because I found, you know, a lot of like people back in the day used to hate on slipcovers because of, you know, how much space they took and how much they increased the price of physical media. Just, you know, like, hey, look, we're printing out pieces of cardboard, so let's raise the price so we can get, you know, higher profit margins. But now in the days, it's kind of weird because physical media is no longer that meaning of, you know, if I want to watch a movie at home, I have to buy a DVD. Now there's things like streaming services, and you can pirate things. Don't tell anybody, but just, you know, some people pirate things. But you know, now that physical media is more of a niche collector's item, at least for most people, because I know people, you know, some people don't have internet, or, you know, the internet is really janky, so they have to buy, you know, like Blu-rays and DVDs to watch movies without having buffering or any of those issues. Basically, what I'm trying to saying is that, you know, collecting movies is now like a collecting thing. It's a collector's niche. So, you know, I can see why, you know, something like this very nice slipcover with embossing, debossing, and this like film that makes it very nice looking, because no, you know, is your average Avengers fan going to go out of their way to buy a 4K Blu-ray of Avengers Infinity War? No, probably not. They're probably just going to watch it on Disney Plus, because imagine if the billions, like it made $1 billion in the box office, so like that's like millions and millions of people. You think they're going to go out and buy these? No. So that's why I believe that, you know, slipcovers are very nice, is because it gives that added collectability that, you know, that warrants this, because, you know, no average person is going to buy this. You know, this is more of a niche collector's item, so I can see why. So anyways, that was, so that's it. Thanks so much for watching that video of mine. I am Mace for the Mockbuster YouTube channel. Sorry, this video was a bit long in the tooth. I just wanted to cover every base when it came to slip covers and why people love them so much, and also why people hate them so much. So yeah, thanks so much for watching the video of mine. I am Mace for the Mockbuster YouTube channel. Please leave a like, subscribe, and comment down below. Your opinions on slip covers. That has been it. Please make sure to have a good day, night, evening, afternoon. Whenever you watch this, please stay safe, and God bless, guys. Cheers.